check right now. Chiefs Kingdom, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Starting soon. I think you can hear me. Hey, look who it is. Look at my ego. Let's effing go, Chiefs. You know this. And you know this, man. Getting ready for some Chiefs chat. It's yours truly. Gonna cover a lot of stuff. Three, two, one. I got the slow cam. What's going on, Chiefs Kingdom? It's Chiefs Chat Live. Your host with the most, Thunder Dan, is here for you to break some stuff down. There's a lot going on. What the Bills is going on in Buffalo? Like, Patrick Mahomes gets hurt, the gate gets opened wide, and they lose their damn minds. Total meltdown in Buffalo. We'll talk about that. Coaching hires and firings, so many. 10 coaches fired. 10. Almost a third of the league. You're out. Some of those, a number of those, including Buffalo, in the playoffs. No. You got enough of that. Enough winning. I'm tired of winning. You got to go. Can't have that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Only one team gets to win. Every season, one team wins. What's going on in Buffalo, just as a teaser, we'll talk about it more later, reminds me of when Marty Schottenheimer, rest his soul, the great Marty Schottenheimer, got let go by the Chargers after going 14-2, losing in the AFC, I think it's the AFC Championship against the Patriots on a play that he told his players, either the beginning game or halftime, NFL Films caught it. He said, Brady's going to give us one now. He's going to give us one. We're going to put the pressure. He's going to throw one to you. Anybody catches the ball, get on the ground. If you catch the ball, get on the ground. Don't give him a chance to knock it out. Don't give him a chance for life. Brady throws a pick when they're driving down to try to get a game-tying or game-winning field goal. DB tries to be a hero, dances around. Nobody touches him, and he drops the ball. Patriots pick it up in closer range, hit the field goal. The rest is history. Marty gets fired. What? Just, it's so much. It's so crazy. It just, I can't believe what's going on. I want to make sure you guys can hear me here. Gotta make sure. Okay, good. Just to check the studio real quick. My little studio monitor, aka my cell phone. Technology's nuts, by the way. Technology is crazy. So, there I am, looking around. Anyway, guys, the coaching moves. Let's look at some of the coaching moves. I can't. They say Black Monday. It was Black Monday, all right. It was brutal. We're already on to the championship weekend. I want to break it all down real quick. So we're here to talk about the latter group of teams, the 9 NFL teams. It's 10 now. Titans and Giants obviously fired Brian Callahan and Brian Daboll respectively during the regular season. The two Bryans out, they didn't even get the season in. Raheem Morris, like 5 seconds after the game was over, sayonara. Thanks for coming back a second time for a second helping of losing in Atlanta. Why they hired him again, whatever. Apparently, great defensive coordinator, not the head coach. Now there's a lot of talk Brian Daboll going to the Bills. Why would you do that to your fan base? We had him as our offense coordinator. Horrible offense. The Bills had him. Everybody goes, oh, Brian Daboll is responsible for Josh Allen. Maybe Josh Allen's just Josh Allen. Maybe he's just that good. And it doesn't matter who's coaching him. They can't go too far wrong. I'm not saying that anybody can coach, but a decent football coach that knows how football works and how the game goes and the techniques, with guys like him and Patrick and Joe Burrow, like they're going to shine. Just don't get in their way. The Browns fired Kevin Stefanski, 2-time head coach of the year. Bye-bye. Not good enough. But they keep their GM. Bills also. Bills. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm not trying to take joy in this. I was rooting for Josh. I was rooting for that fan base. I feel for those guys. What's going on, Frog Excelsior? Fire Beach. Shuddy. We're not doing that. I was feeling for the Bills. Okay. The fact that ball, I'm not going to replay it. That ball was not an interception. That's never in my life been an interception. The refs are full on just taking games away from teams and giving them to other teams. The Denver Donkey Cheetos were just climbing all over and clawing all over the Bills receivers, who aren't that great to begin with. They're okay, but they're not that great. They're not like stellar receiver squad. But it doesn't help when the DBs are grabbing and clutching and pulling on you the whole game. Nary a flag. But on the final drive for Denver, 2 pass interference flags to put them in field goal range to win the game. What the holy heck? And then Karma, like the bitch she is, comes rolling up and bites the Donkeys right in the ankle. Bo Nix, out for the season. Will Jared Stidham Hostetler it up? Will he be Nick Foles 2.0? Hostetler and Foles had a couple games to get ready. They got to play some football. Stidham hasn't thrown a pass all year. I think the Patriots are going to eat the Broncos alive. Getting back to the coaches that got fired, Raiders fired Pete Carroll. Cardinals fired Jonathan Gannon. A day later, the Ravens fired John Harbaugh after 18 seasons. I mean, didn't even say here. Okay. Ravens fired John Harbaugh after 18 seasons. 2 days after that, the Dolphins fired Mike McDaniel. And after the wild card loss, Tomlin stepped down. Following a playoff loss, the Broncos' divisional round, the Bills entered the coaching hunt after firing Sean McDermott. What the holy shitballs is going on? Oh. Frog says, he can't draft good with books. Okay. I'm not sure what that means with books. Veach has been one of the most underrated GMs in a hot minute. But getting back to the teams at hand, the Bills. You'd think the Bills would be the place that you'd want to go. You got Josh Allen. You got James Cook. You can build around those two. Those two on your offense, your offensive nucleus, boom, is right there. Shakir's not bad. Keon Coleman can come. Oh, but wait. Keon Coleman, not beloved by the GM or the owner. And how do we know this? Because they told us. Because they sat up there and said, in defense of the GM, Keon Coleman was the coach's choice, not his, so don't even blame him for that. The kid's a second-year wide receiver. Big, fast, strong, trying to learn. Apparently, if you don't get double-digit touchdowns and 900 or 1,000 yards your first season or two, you're trash. You can't. Not if they crap on him. He's not going to develop after that. He's going to develop an attitude and want to get the hell out of Buffalo. That's what he's going to develop. Apparently, Lamar possibly wants to get out of Baltimore now. Like what? Who knew that the Chiefs not doing well would break everyone else's brain? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's hilarious. I'm loving it. I mean, I'm watching going, what the heck is going on? We were the stability. We were the stabilizing keel on the boat that kept everything floating. As long as we're going like this, they could chase us and they get focused. Their focus was get the Chiefs, get the Chiefs, get the Chiefs. And then the Chiefs disappeared off the map, and all of a sudden everybody's like, wow, whoa. What do we do now? I can't just play that team now, can I? I mean, you could. You could try. He can't draft. Tell me someone that is worthy of being first string that he drafted. Let me give you a couple. Nick Bolton, Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith in the 6th round. Josh Simmons, left tackle extraordinaire that a lot of people passed on. There's a lot of guys on the team that are starters and quality players. George Karlaftis, the much crapped upon George Karlaftis, lead the team inside. He's the defensive end equivalent right now of Dan Sorensen, where Dan would lead the team in tackles and get crapped on, and everybody else, like, if there's one guy with 10 tackles and a bunch of guys with 1 or 2, and you're losing football games, here's a hint. It's not the guy with a dozen tackles or 10 tackles. It's the other guys not doing their job. If Karlaftis is getting 5 or 6 sacks and Chris Jones is getting 2 or 3, it's not Karlaftis' fault that Jones is falling off the map. Chris is getting old. Chris is 31. Losing a bit of a step. He's not quite the same dominant beast. He's still awesome. He's still better than a lot of guys in the league, but he ain't the Chris Jones of 3 years ago. Last 2 years, it's been a decline. Will he be back next year? I don't know. Getting back to the coaches, though. You're getting me off track. Frog Excelsior is coming at me. I love it, though. Keep it up. Outside of League QB, Buffalo does have other things going for it. James Cook is coming off 2025 regular season, where he led the NFL in rushing, which is pretty awesome. The defense allowed a league low 156.9 yards per game. I mean, I don't care, but I want points counted. What are you doing points-wise? Here's the thing. When you turn the ball over 4 or 5 times, that's not the coach's fault. The coach can only get you ready. You make the plays or make the mistakes as the players. As bad as they started out, Buffalo did what Buffalo does. They got their shit together. They circled the wagons. Because as Chris Berman used to say, nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. They circled the wagons and they got shit rolling. And they couldn't, the refs wouldn't get out of their way. The refs it was a bad job. The refs did a very bad job. The biggest one being that. I mean, that pass that turned into somehow an interception, caught, 2 hands, pulling it in, elbow down, knee down, rolls over, the guy pulls out of his ground. Oh, he didn't do a football move. What the hell football move do you do when you fall to the ground? When you touch the ground, it's over. As soon as the guy touches you, the play's over. He's completed the football move. The football move was the defender touching your body while you're on the ground. That's it. There's no pulling out after. Otherwise, defenses would do that all the time and get away with it. Most level heads agree. There's a few people in the NFL, Joe Burrow for one, who think it was I don't know what the hell he's looking at, but it's going to happen to him. You watch, it'll happen to Joe Burrow, and his tune will change. Careful what you wish for, Joe Burrow, because that's never, in the years I've been watching football, the years I played football, played for 10 years, never was a guy pulling the ball out of your hands when you're on the ground a turnover. Because as soon as he touches your body, that's it. That's it. Plays over. So, sorry to see that, Bills. But that happening, and that would have been in position to kick a field goal, no overtime. Game over. Done. You fire the head coach because of that. Who's your guy? What's your plan, Buffalo? Do you have somebody lined up? Harbaugh's already gone. Harbaugh's gone to the Giants. Was he the answer? You beat him last year in the playoffs. I don't think people think beyond their emotion in the moment. And they're sitting there going, the music's going to stop. And there's not going to be enough chairs for everybody. And the last few guys that get chairs are not going to be the guys you wanted in the first place. Let's keep going with the coaching. This one here, the number 2. They have it as number 2, the Raiders. As much as we hate the Raiders, as much as we hate the Silver and Black and Chiefs Kingdom, I got to tell you, they're getting Fernando Mendoza. That kid's a class act. That kid's an excellent quarterback, and he's good people. He's big, strong, can move a little bit. You have a number 1 pick for the quarterback of your team, hopefully for the next 10 years. You already got Ashton Jeanty. You already got Brock Bowers. Jacoby Myers is a decent receiver. You got a rookie receiver from last year who's pretty good. You got Max Crosby if you don't screw that up. One guy who wants to be a Raider for life. And you got $100 million to play with in free agency. If you can't win with that or be competitive with that as a coach, you don't deserve to be coaching. You don't deserve to be coaching. That's way more than Sean Payton started with in Denver. I don't know why this job isn't more sought after. Maybe they're worried Brady's going to have his nose in the mix too much. I don't know what the plan is. Maybe they're just the losing ways of the Raiders for a long bunch of years. The Raiders here have are here for 4 reasons. Brock Bowers, Ashton Jeanty, number 1 pick, and $100 million. Exactly. $100 million in draft capital. Say 5 reasons include Max Crosby. Already rumors swirling that the Raiders are finally willing to listen to trade offers. Why would you trade this guy? As much as I suggest, we might trade Chris Jones. Chris Jones is $44 million against the cap this season if he's on the roster. If he's traded after June 21st, we save $20 million. Or more than that. I think it's $26 million. I mean, I'm not trying to be a Chris hater. I love Chris Jones when he's good. Last season he came on the last few games. I'm like, that's too late, bro. We're already in the depths. We're already hurting. We needed that like way earlier. A long way to go before the Raiders. There's a long, they put like 4 O's. Way to go before the Raiders can be remotely competitive. I don't agree. I totally disagree. I saw a 4-12 team, Kansas City Chiefs, become an 11-5 team and win the division in one season with Andy Reid. The right coach, you already got pieces in place. Add a few more choice pieces, a couple draft picks. One drawback here is the ownership situation. There you go. There's the other shoe hitting the floor. When Mark Davis seems to flail wildly from one plan to the next in quick succession, that's a problem. The Vegas job is not exactly stable and doesn't come with a lot of job security, as evidenced by all the changes the Raiders have made. Just go in there like Gruden and say, I want 10 years guaranteed, but I won't bail on you, and I won't be caught sending weird emails. Steelers job. I don't put the Steelers at number 3. There's just not enough cookies in the cupboard. I don't understand why they have them at 3. The Rooney family ownership for their loyalty, okay, that's nice. But TJ Watt isn't 25. What do we got here? They're always getting 9 or 10 wins. So that's what you got. This is your standard watermark is you got to do what Tomlin did at least. You got to jump right in there and be making playoffs each year. Who's their quarterback next season? Do they have a real running back, or is Jalen the guy? Is that they're going to go with the little dude? Like, what's going on there? DK Metcalf is a head case. They got some nice tight ends. Defense is solid, getting older. I don't think that's the number 3 spot. Except for the loyalty to the ownership. That could be huge. Let's see. Haven't had a long-term quarterback since Ben Roethlisberger's retirement. The best options are Daniel Jones. There's no way I'm letting him out of the building if I'm Indianapolis. Daniel Jones showed what he actually could be and should have been coming out of it and went to Brian Daboll and the Giants. Green Bay Packers backup Malik Willis, who shined in relief. Malik Willis, I don't see that panning out on a season-long stretch. I think it was shock factor. People weren't ready for his skill set, and now that he's got more games on tape than he ever had in Tennessee, where he was like consistently doing something with good weapons. People actually can dissect his game. I think he's going to get chewed up and spit out. Kyler Murray, why would you do that? Why would you do that to your franchise and to yourself? The Browns, okay. I got Myles Garrett. He's getting older. I'd say I got no, don't go up there, kitty. I'd say I got Quinshawn Junkins, but he just got a leg injury, a really bad leg injury, so that's rough. Harold Fannon's a nice tight end. Okay, Corey Schlesinger is a nice linebacker. There's nothing here. They have multiple first round draft picks. That's huge. That team's a shit show. You got to deal with Deshaun Watson's contract as a coach. So yeah, I would put the Steelers over the Browns. The Cardinals. Arizona lost 14 of its final 15 games this season. Looked incredibly listless in doing so. I don't think they looked incredibly listless. I think Jacoby Brissett actually gave them some juice. They just couldn't close. Michael Wilson was a boon for them. It was awesome. So you got Michael Wilson and you got Marvin Harrison Jr. Kyler Murray, you got to move on from him. That's got to happen. Dante Moore's not going in the draft. What else we got? Trey McBride's a very nice piece. Paris Johnson Jr., Josh Sweat, Budda Baker. You got some safeties. You got some edge rushers. You got some players on defense, but that's not a ton to build around. That seems to be it they've got for here. They've only got 5 listed here. Okay, so Ravens aren't in here? This is weird. Okay. So let's check the next thing here. Again, Sean McDermott fired. They interviewed Joe Brady, Lou Anarumo. I didn't know that one. Brian Daboll, Anthony Lynn. Rumor has it that this happened. Did you guys hear about this? That possibly they were talking to, if this is not a false meme, breaking news, former Chiefs defensive coordinator and Super Bowl champion ring holder declines, multiple ring holder, declines interview with the Bills, boards late night flight to Kansas City. Chose to stay with the Chiefs. This is my home. I believe in the culture, the people, and the mission here, and I promise to help the team become stronger, more disciplined, back in the championship race, and bring a victory back to Kansas City next season. I love it. I hope it's true. I hope it's not just some fake meme, because I want Spags back. I just do. He's good people, and he's a heck of a coach. We're going to do a little draft with you guys. One of the coaching jobs that came and went really quick was the Titans job. The Titans job, that one's interesting because that one had a number of guys talking to them. That other page, I'll read the coaches that they're interviewing with. So I'll continue with the other teams. Apparently, confirmed interviews for the Steelers. Nate Scheelhaas, Los Angeles Rams pass game coordinator. Chris Shula, LA Rams defense coordinator. Jesse Minter. Jesse Minter's gone. I think didn't Jesse Minter just sign? I thought Jesse Minter just signed with somebody as their head coach. Was that the Ravens? Let's see. Yeah, the Ravens have fired Jesse Minter to be their next head coach. So there you go. He's gone. There's Jesse Minter. If you don't know what he looks like. There's Jesse Minter. All right. Another coach bites the dust. He's on the Ravens. He's the next going to be Harbaugh, I guess. Former defensive coordinator. A former defensive coordinator. How do you feel? How do you feel if you're Lamar Jackson and they get you a new coach and he's a former defensive coordinator? He's a defensive guy. Are you thrilled? Are you disappointed? Are you frustrated? I think he's going to be frustrated. Jesse's only 42. That's good. That's a good age, mature enough. Done some things in the league. Not that the Chargers were all hell last year on defense. I mean, is that the bar we're looking at? Anyway, yeah, I don't understand that one. But okay. So Jesse, that name was bandied about a lot. Brian Flores is out there. Ejiro Evero, Carolina Panthers D coordinator. I didn't know who that guy is. Mike McCarthy, we all know Mike. Anthony Weaver, Miami Dolphins defensive coordinator, had spent some time with the Ravens. They were all interviewed by the Pittsburgh Steelers. We won't worry about who the Ravens interviewed: Vance Joseph, Davis Webb, Clint Kubiak, Kevin Stefanski. Wow, okay. So they interviewed the division rival. Matt Nagy, Mike McDaniel, Joe Brady, Cliff Kingsbury, Brian Flores, Jim Schwartz, Nate Shieldhouse again, Jesse Minter again, Robert Saleh. Cleveland has interviewed Tommy Rees, Jim Schwartz, Todd Monken, Mike McDaniel, Shieldhouse again, and Jesse Minter again. Those two guys are getting the rounds in for sure. Clay Kubiak, Brian Daboll, Nate Shieldhouse, Mike McDaniel, Jeff Hafley have all interviewed for the Raiders. And the Dolphins have interviewed, the Dolphins have hired Green Bay Packers defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley as their next head coach. That's right. So another D coordinator going to Miami now. So I don't know, man. I prefer former offensive geniuses to be my head coach, especially if I'm going to get a one of one quarterback in place, which I think they're going to try to do. I don't know how they're going to do that, but I think they're going to try it. John Dorsey could draft, couldn't handle the money. Veach is good at the books, but not good at drafting. No, I disagree. Frog. Veach is better at drafting than John Dorsey was. John Dorsey wasn't looking at Patrick Mahomes until Veach went to him and Andy, and John Dorsey laughed, and Andy went, wait a minute now. And John Dorsey definitely couldn't handle the books because he threw trucks of money at guys after one good season, and then guys would get hurt, and we couldn't replace them because we had no money, and we'd be over the books. Tennessee Titans already hired their coach. This is the one that gets me. I'll show you why. So you're the Tennessee Titans, and you got a choice between Matt Nagy and Robert Saleh. And Robert Saleh's record, 20-36. From 21 to 24, he went 20-36. And all I heard the whole time he was the head coach of the Jets, but he's a great coach. I think he's a very good defensive coordinator. Some guys aren't good at being the head guy. The last season, the end of the second last season, especially the few games he got, the 5 games he got in the last season, they fired him in the middle of, the 5 games in, they fired him from the Jets. He was getting smug. He was getting bitchy on the sideline. He reminded me of Nick Sirianni. You can't be that way if you're losing. Nobody likes it. The only way you can get away with it is if you're winning. That's why Nick Sirianni is still coaching the Eagles, because the guy wins a lot. He's won a Super Bowl. He's been to 2. Robert Saleh, not so much. 4-13, 7-10, 7-10, 2-3 fired. And out of him and Matt Nagy, the experts, the pundits that I heard the day before the hiring took place, was they're like, it's got to be Saleh, because Nagy's still got image repair to do because of his experience with the Bears and how he did the Bears. Well, let's look at how he did with the Bears. He was 34-31, which is a winning record in 4 seasons. His first season, he took over a losing record team and took them to the division championship, division title, and a 12-4 record. Went to playoffs and lost with Mitch Trubisky. Then was 8-8. Then was 8-8 in the playoffs. The next season after that was 0-1 in the playoffs. And then 6-11 and fired. But he went to the playoffs twice, and he had a 12-4 record his first season there. Showed what he could do. But in 4 seasons of Ryan Pace drafting for him, not so great. You want to talk about a guy who's not a good drafter? Ryan Pace for the Bears was not a good drafter. He got fired along with Matt Nagy at the time. But you got a choice between a guy who's got a 34-31 record, took a team to the playoffs twice. I mean, the draft picks. What else did Saleh do? Saleh was a defense coordinator for the 49ers when they lost the Super Bowl to us. Saleh got a Super Bowl ring as a defensive quality control coach with the Seahawks way back when. We know what Nagy's done. Nagy's been an offensive coordinator for us multiple times. Nagy's been offensive, advisor, like on double-digit wins every season until this past year. Draft picks. The Bears got Dave Montgomery still in the league, still playing well, playing hard, and some guys. The first season. Next season they got Cole Kmet still on the team, Jalen Johnson, Travis Gibson still around, Kindle Vildor, Darnell Mooney still playing. He's with the Falcons, and some guys that just they're around. Then they went to Justin Fields, not so great. What did the Jets do? The Jets got Zach Wilson, ruined him. Elijah Vera Tucker, Elijah Moore, Michael Carter still in the league, still playing. Michael Carter II, the corner, he's still on the Jets. Hasim Nasruddin. Just, they got some good, between Michael Carter II, Elijah Moore, Elijah Vera Tucker, and Zach Wilson, if the Bears got those guys, they would have done more damage. I believe that Matt Nagy with Zach Wilson would have not ruined that kid. The next year, they got Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Jermaine Johnson, Breece Hall. Are you kidding me? Nary a double-digit wins in a season. And these are the guys that they gave Robert Saleh. And he just shit the bed. So, you're the Titans. You have Cam Ward, who's proven he's a leader. He's trying to be a good quarterback. He's got grit. Who's your head coach? Matt Nagy, former quarterback, former, offense coordinator for a championship team. By the way, Matt Nagy, not for nothing, his playing days, I didn't look at his stats. Where was this thing? It's retarded. When he played, Arena's not the same league, obviously, but you want to talk to a coach who teaches you to take care of the football. 374 touchdowns to 55 picks. They throw picks like Pez candy in the Arena Leagues. And Matt Nagy was 374 to 55. That's taking care of the football. 2-time Super Bowl champ. Former quarterback, knows the position. No, let's get Robert Saleh. Mitch Trubisky, 24-12 touchdown interception ratio the first season. 17-10. The team wasn't very good. This is what people don't understand. He was making lemons out of lemonade. Lemons into lemonade, rather, out of lemonade. 16-8. Like, just Mitch Trubisky just did not, he regressed each year. And then they go and get Justin Fields for him, who is not a good quarterback. We all know this now. And things just didn't go well. What did Zach Wilson do? 9-11, touchdown interception ratio. 6-7. Then the year they got Aaron Rodgers and just embarrassed the kid. Kid gets 8-7. Rodgers played one snap, basically. And then Aaron Rodgers comes in, and this year, that's the year they fired. They're 2-3, and they fired Robert Saleh because they just felt like they were wasting. By the way, looking at Breece Hall here, Breece Hall is the guy everybody keeps talking about we want to trade for. I'm going to get back to you there, Frog. I see you got a couple chats there. Let's actually do that real quick. Eric B is not the answer. He's a yes man to Andy Reid. We need a real offense coordinator. Before he was hired, I was like, I would like to get somebody like Kafka. I'd like to get somebody younger, but even Kafka was going to be a yes guy. And I'm sure he's still trying to interview for head coaching jobs. I get it, though. It wouldn't have been my first choice to bring in Eric Bieniemy back. But then if you look at it and go, okay, but we're human beings now, right? Let's go over to the screen. Here's the upside of bringing Eric Bieniemy back. Andy's not a spring chicken. Okay? And the reason you bring in a new offensive coordinator, you bring a new OC in because you want new ideas. Eric was just in Chicago getting a bunch of new ideas from Ben Johnson. So he's going to be able to bring some of that in. Secondly, Andy, being an old dog, doesn't have to teach his new OC the system. EB's got it. That's massive. When your OC already knows the system, doesn't have to try to, you're not going to be in a game. It's a crucial moment, 7th game of the season. This decides whether you go 5-2 or 4-3. Crucial moment, crucial play. And you're like, what was that play we did again? No. It's in there. EB's already got it locked in there. And He's had a taste of the grass not being greener on the other side. He got to go around the league a little bit and go, oh, that's what this franchise is like? Ugh. Ooh, that's what that one's like? Had a little taste of fun with the Bears this past year. Had a couple nice running backs. Showed he can develop multiple guys, which you already knew that. But I think he's going to come back with a little humility of like, I'm going to be a great OC. I'm not going to worry about head coaching right now. I'm going to bring my team back. My boys need me. I feel like there's going to be some of that with him and Travis. I think Travis coming back. This is good for the Chiefs right now, I believe. I don't know how much longer Andy's got in the tank where he's going to go, okay, it's enough. He might be like, they keep me young. I'm going to stay as long as I can handle it. Or he might be like, if I win the ring next year, that's it. I don't know. I don't want to play the retirement talk with Andy and Travis, and everybody likes to do that. This is people's lives and their careers. And when you're done, it's over. You don't get to go back and just go, oh, yeah, it's turn Madden back on. I want to go be coach again. No. If you walk away, that's it, bro. So I think it's good for Andy because he's got a guy that already knows the system, already knows the players, they already respect him, and he's had a taste of humility on the outside and got to look back and go, oh, shit, things are really good there. It wasn't we get spoiled. We're human beings. We get spoiled. When things are really good for too long, we're going, this isn't enough. I know, I got a 12-bedroom, mansion, and I got like Bugatti in the driveway. That's 3 girlfriends and another one on the side. There's something missing. I need more. And then you get out there on the unemployment line for a minute. Then you get hired and you're like in a renovated condo. You got a girl that ghosts you. You have no girlfriends anymore. The one that ghosts you now. You only got 1 room, not 3 or 4. Get down, Katie. Get down. Get off the table. Go. Cat. Get down. Good girl. It's sometimes that humbling factor can be huge because he's also going to be driven to go, we're going to bring this team back. And he won't take shit from the players, which is good. I think we need that guy that's going to have, as much as he's going to be Andy's yes man, like you said, I think he won't take shit from the players. And he's a little more willing to not forget the run game. He still forgets it at times, but a little less than Nagy did. And Nagy, I think that's because he was a quarterback. You look around the league, look at OCs who have been quarterbacks in their history and their experience. When the going gets rough, most of them go, let's throw it. Let's throw it. Throw it again. Throw it again. Throw it again. It's like, dude, stay balanced. When this team runs the ball 20 plus times with the running backs, we win 98% of the games since 2016. I've done the numbers. And when we don't, flip the coin over. We lose 98% of the games when we don't run the ball 20 plus times with the running backs. We had games last year where we were right in it. 7 games. How many games did we lose by 1 score? There was no reason to abandon the run. How many times did we run the ball? 11 times. 9 times. 15 times. We take away the threat of the run, people get one-dimensional and go, okay, we just got to take away the pass now. They're not even going to try to run it. They're afraid to run it. O-linemen like to lean into that shit. They want to run the ball. They want to knock guys on their ass and run them over. They don't want to be dancing bears the whole game. It gets hard. It's difficult. Those guys on the other side, super athletic. So we'll see what happens with that. He's a running back coach. Wow. Harsh, bro. Harsh. Andy Reid is stuck in his voice. We need somebody to change. We're going to get the same. If you're talking about getting rid of Andy Reid, you're just not being a serious person, bro. You're not being a serious person. And here, I'll tell you why. If the Rams and Patriots, which I think they're going to, let's talk really quickly about the games this weekend. The Broncos are going in with Jarrett Stidham against the New England Patriots. That defense is a buzzsaw right now. They're going to eat that kid alive. That guy's played a handful of games in the league. He's never been good enough to hold on to the starting spot. And he's going to go up against Drake May and those running backs putting points up on them. As much as Denver's got a good defense, those guys are going to they're going to score and they're going to move the ball. And then Stidham's going to have to answer. And that Patriots defense is going to take them apart. So I think that one's a wrap. The other game, I'm not sure. There's part of me that's like, as a team, who's the better team? Jackson Smith and Jigba, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, Kenneth Walker, Kyron Williams. What's the other guy? I can't remember the other guy. Blake Corum. Like, the Rams have answers for their guys. And then when you get to the quarterback, Sam Darnold versus Matt Stafford, give me Matt Stafford. Is this going to be the game where Sam Darnold sees ghosts again? Are they going to get him rattled? Is Jared Verse going to get him shaken? I don't know. Or the Seahawks going to play a balanced game, attack. I'm not sure. Get Matt Stafford on his heels, maybe give him a couple shots. The old guy can't take it. It's hard to say. But either one of those teams, I think, has a slight edge over the Patriots. Huge edge over backup quarterback donkeys. So if the Broncos do make it to the Super Bowl, that's a wasted AFC spot. And Buffalo will kick themselves for the rest of their lives. But if the Rams beat the Seahawks, the Patriots beat the Broncos, there'll have been 7 teams that have filled out the last 16 Super Bowl slots at the table. The last 8 years, only 7 teams will have played in the Super Bowl. And it'll all have come full circle. 2018, Rams Patriots. Okay, we know that year. We know what happened there. 2018 Rams Patriots, Chiefs 49ers, Chiefs Buccaneers. Rams Bengals, Chiefs Eagles, Chiefs 49ers, Chiefs Eagles part 2, and this year, if it's Rams Patriots again, that's such a ball kick for the rest of the league. And the Chiefs will have taken 5 of those 16 spots, leaving 9 for the other 6 teams. Rams will have 3. Eagles have 2. Patriots have 2. Let's see. Chiefs are 5. Rams 3. Eagles 2. Patriots 2. Bengals 1. 49ers 2. Buccaneers 1. That's crazy. That's crazy. But that's where we're at. That's what it looks like. Maybe the Seahawks slide in there and shake things up a little bit. Maybe the Broncos do, and then I'm wrong, and then it's like 9 teams instead of 7. But we'll see. But a lot of people are talking about this guy right here. Don't get rid of Andy, get new ideas. I agree. I'm telling you, I think that EB is going to bring some really cool new ideas from Ben Johnson. Because when I watch them play, I watch some of his run scheme, and I'm like, oh, I like that. I like what he's doing with those guys, with DeAndre Swift. I've wanted DeAndre Swift here since he got drafted elsewhere. Since he got drafted by the Lions, I think, drafted him. I wanted Jonathan Taylor that year. We all know how that's going. We picked Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and we're watching Jonathan Taylor run into the gold jacket right now. And everybody thought it was nuts on draft night. It's pounding the table for Jonathan Taylor. Whatever. That said, speaking of running backs, people say they want Breece Hall. Breece Hall's best year, 1,065 yards this past year. Second best year, 994 yards. 243, 223 carries respectively. Then his third best year, 209 carries. People crap on Pacheco. Pacheco's had 205 carries once. The next biggest year was 170 carries. The next biggest year was this past year with 118. He doesn't get the ball. Breece Hall's not going to get the ball like he gets it with the Jets. Nobody's going to get the ball like Breece Hall gets it with the Jets if they're a Chiefs running back. That said, could I see them averaging 205, 210 a season? Like that one really good season for Pacheco? I could see that. That year, Pacheco was averaging 4.6 a carry. His first season was 4.9 a carry. 4.9 a carry, we still didn't give him more than 170 times. Okay? He added on 130 receiving yards. The next year was 244. And then last year he had 101 receiving yards. Definitely not the receiver out of the backfield that Breece Hall is. Okay. Brees was 218, 591, 483, and 350. Here's the thing. If you're going to get a running back, why get a guy with 4 years under his belt already? 4 years of NFL league wear and tear on his body and a leg injury in his first season after 7 games. When you got a 20-year-old game-changing running back that very well might be there at pick number 9 in Jeremiah Love. Jeremiah Love, to me, when I look at him, in my mind, I see shades of, I'm not going to say he's these guys, but the style of his play, his ability to catch the ball in the backfield, his ability to make guys miss on hits. I see shades of Matt Forte. I see shades of Marcus Allen, but throw in like a deadly spin move. The guy's super athletic, right around 6'1", 214, 215. Proven it in college. Let's look at Breece Hall's stats in college. In college, Breece Hall averaged his last 2 seasons 5.6 and 5.8 yards a carry. At Iowa State, okay, so not playing a killer schedule. Jeremiah Love playing for Notre Dame, playing against the best teams in college football, 6.9 a carry back-to-back seasons. And the season before that, it was 5.4. Breece Hall's first season, 4.8. So he's been a yard better every season of his college career than Breece Hall was. I don't see, and doing 1,100 to 1,300 yards on 163 and 199 carries respectively. Breece had 279 carries and 253 carries. So he came out of college with over 500 carries in his last 2 seasons. 718 to be total in three years. Jeremiah Love's only carried the ball 433 times in college. Way less wear in the tires. Way less damage on his knees. I watch him play. There's not another back like him in the draft. And a lot of people, David Bailey. I like David Bailey a lot. A lot of people, Ruben Bain. I don't even want Ruben Bain out of Miami. I want Hakeem Mesidor. And you could get, if he's there at 9, you could get Jeremiah Love. And depending on who's thinking what, because I don't think people are going to be thinking the way they're thinking now. A lot of people saying Mesidor, late second round, maybe a third. Bullshit. Hakeem Mesidor's got better stats than Ruben Bain. And the big slack on him is he's 24 years old. He'll be 24 years old on draft night. He's also played better than Ruben Bain did last year. So give me the guy that has a nonstop motor that put up better numbers both in tackles and sacks last season in the second round. So I can either have Ruben Bain and running back to be named later, or I can have Jeremiah Love and Hakeem Mesidor. No contest. Because here's the other little ditty that I shared with guys before. Go back to the big screen. Good to see you, Kevin Capel. What's going on, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Nice to see the Bills implosion. We talked about that earlier. I can't. I was beside myself for Josh Allen, for those guys. That franchise needed that, man. They needed to win, and the refs bent them over and went for penetration. Okay. Yes, the Bills screwed up a lot. They turned the ball over 5 times. Four times in the first 3 quarters, I think. You can't do that. I get it. But they came roaring back, and they never stopped fighting. And the refs were like, catch turned into an interception, no flags on Denver secondary, and 2 flags on Buffalo secondary to put Denver in field goal position. Game over, Denver, you win. Oh, your quarterback's ankle's broken. What a waste. What a waste. We could have had round 3. We could have the rubber match fight between the Bills and the Patriots for the division, for the conference rather, to go to the Super Bowl. Instead, we're going to get Jared Stidham against Mike Vrabel's just voracious defense. It's going to be ugly. Anyway, I don't see how we trade for a guy that's got a lot of wear on him when we have. I mean, it's tough because here's the thing. This is a little bit reminiscent to me of, not the same, obviously, because a lot less wear on the guy when we did it. We needed a quarterback and we needed a running back way back when. And I was looking at the draft, and I was like, you know what I like? I like Drew Brees and LaDainian Tomlinson a lot. Those guys just, people are like, you're crazy. Drew Brees can't, man. Oh, LaDainian Tomlinson, TCU. Who can? I'm like, did you watch him play, though? And before the draft came up, we made trades for Trent Green and Priest Holmes. And I said, well, there go my dreams. Because he just filled the 2 spots we needed. So, if draft night comes up, and we've already signed a running back of that level, the girl's about to come in, it's about to get loud in here. In all likelihood, we're not getting Jeremiah Love, even if he's there. Although they might, especially if they let Pacheco go. They might just do that. How you doing, kids? I'm almost done.
Okay.
Just wrapping up. You can keep it low. Keep it low and steady. They could still draft a guy like Jeremiah Love. It'd be doubtful, especially if they grab a Breece Hall somehow. What's happening with Pacheco? Is Pacheco gone? You keeping Pacheco? Do you want Pacheco? What's happening with Kareem Hunt? Is he still here? Sea chickens to win it all, says Frog Excelsior. We'll see. I'm kind of excited to watch some of these teams, though, and our team to finally get a rest. But would I love to be back in it? Of course I would. But they needed the break. They played almost a whole nother season. But if you get Jeremiah Love in this offense, you take so much weight off of Patrick Mahomes' back. You take so much pressure off the rest of the offense because of the things he can do. It's like super Jerick McKinnon. Jerick McKinnon 5.0. Not even close to the same level of ability. And then you come back and get a Hakeem Mesidor later on. If we do get a running back and it's not in the cards to get Jeremiah Love, do we take an edge rusher? Or are we trading Rashee Rice? Is Rashee Rice still your number one, guys? Let me know in the chat. Do you still have stars in your eyes for Rashee Rice? Because I'll tell you, after what he did last season in the offseason, which really screwed us up and really was bad, he almost killed people. Obviously, that's the more important thing. But I'm just looking at not even the actual human part of it, but just the football part of it. Thinking of himself only. Then finally comes back. And he's got the grill mouth guard. It's just the glitter, like whatever, mouth guard, like Kadarius Toney. It just brought bad memories back. And now we hear, possibly abusing his girlfriend for years. Oh, the charges went away. Yeah, you know what? I'm willing to bet some money changed hands to hush everything. So, and just the fact that it was brought up. A year ago, we saw Charles Omenihu accused of abuse of his ex-girlfriend or woman that's not even his girlfriend anymore, whatever. Or never was, maybe. I don't know. No charges. No admission to guilt. Everything went away. Still got suspended for 6 weeks by the league. Because they don't like that stuff. So does Rashee get 6 weeks again? Does he get 8? Is he worth it to you? I agree with for me, he's not. He's not. And if Jeremiah Lowe's not there, and if a DN we like isn't there, I don't know that. I love David Bailey's style and his athleticism, but he's not a Spags type guy, size-wise, which could be just a game ender for it. Like I said, when they drafted him, Rice is Dwayne Bowe 2.0. He's not done anything to change that position. Yeah, just the decision-making, I agree. Worthy ain't it all. I think Worthy's going to be excellent for us this year. I think last year that shoulder injury messed him up. I think he's going to be fine. I think he's going to come back with a vengeance. Especially, again, if you got a guy like Jeremiah Love and you can't just drop guys in coverage because he'll eat you alive underneath. Guys like that pop loose a lot more. But if Rashee Rice isn't in the cards, we could see a Carnell Tate be our first pick. Let me know in the chat before we go, who would you guys like to see? Veach sucks. Just hating on Veach tonight. Next show, I'll go over the draft picks Veach has taken just for you, Frog, and we'll talk about each guy. Okay. Don't get me wrong. Every season, I do say his little secret nickname is Brett got to reach Veach because there's always one pick where you're just like, why that guy right there? Wanya Morris. Breland speaks. Why that guy right there? But then he gets Chris Jones in round 2. Then he gets Creed Humphrey and Nick Bolton in round 2. Like, he gets guys that are, like, really quality guys. Rice played well when he first got back, then dropped City to end it. I think he had a concussion after the Texans game, and I don't think he was the same ever after that. The Cowboys game was just sloppy. Like, I'm sorry, it's like, it sucks, and everybody goes, oh, yeah, well, even Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce earned the right to drop a few passes. It sucks that when it happens. But at the same time, you're like, he's also the GOAT tight end. Rasheed, you are not in the same stratosphere as that dude. You got to make everything work, or you're just not that good. You're just a good athlete, you know? So there's a lot of stuff's going to happen. A lot of stuff to pan out. We'll see what happens. I'll be here for you guys on draft night, obviously. But this week we're gonna have some games. I want to say Rams, but it's the Seahawks for this. Don't forget about us. Don't forget about us. I feel like it's gonna be Rams Patriots. Or no, I think I want it to be Rams Patriots, but I feel like it's gonna be Seahawks Patriots. Let me know in the chat who you got. There's more coaching spots to fill up. Still can't believe they went with Robert Saleh in Tennessee. I think that just jacks up Cam Ward for the next couple of years. I hope I'm wrong. I hope Robert learned, because guys learn. Sometimes they learn the mistakes from the mistakes they made. Maybe he went back and got some tips and pointers from Kyle about quarterbacks. But Frog says every draft pick is a good backup. Well, those good backups went to 5 Super Bowls, bro. So a little love, a little respect, just a little bit. But it is what it is. Ain't no party like a stiddy party. Brad Kiss. Dude, for the win. Brad Kiss comes in for the win. Kevin says Rams will win Super Bowl. I think so too. I hope. I mean, why not? Just let Matt Stafford put the nail in that coffin of any doubt that he's a gold jacket. Matt Stafford's going to the Hall of Fame, especially if he wins that Super Bowl. John Dorsey drafted Mahomes. John Dorsey didn't want Mahomes. John Dorsey wasn't looking at Mahomes until young Brad Veach ran up to Andy Reid and went, you got to look at this guy, and bugged him until he did. And then Andy went over to John Dorsey and said, we got to look at this guy. And he's like, oh, okay. All right. Is there another injured defensive lineman we can give $120 million to, though? I'd rather do that next year out in his keister. Thankfully, Clark Hunt saw through that, because we went through a lot of Carl Peterson years where he could have been gone. And, you know, Lamar, rest his soul, was so loyal. Kept him around long past his expiry date. But it is what it is, guys. Thanks for jumping in here with me for a good hour to talk this through, break it all down. I had some more stuff to go over. We'll bring it up next time. I don't know who the coaches are to be named yet, but we'll see. The wheel's still turning. Nagy's out as OC, like we know. EB's back. The guys seem excited about it. I think they missed him. I think that they didn't appreciate him just like he didn't appreciate Kansas City. And I think that's all going to be gone away now. They're going to be right back. Like a glove. And let's hit the ground running. I have no doubt Patrick Mahomes is going to be back in week 1. Number 1 with a bullet, focused on his accuracy, focused on his timing. Maybe back to that first year as a starter, 50 and 5,000, where it was touchdown, check down, get the ball out. No wasting time. If he does that this year, dude, look out. Because I know he's looking around right now going, these teams are the ones that are left? This is all I would have to get through? If we had our shit tight and working together, this is what we could have been doing? It's going to have him salty, I guarantee you. But it is what it is. It's been an hour, guys. Thank you once again. Have a great night. Enjoy the games tomorrow as much as you're capable of. I'm going to take him in. I'm going to see what goes on. I'm going to watch what transpires, and hopefully they're entertaining. And I'm just enjoying this break that our team's gotten, and they all get to be with their families and get a rest and heal up and refresh themselves and come back next year angry and fired up and ready to go, so we can all sit in the stands and watch the games and shout down. As always, go Chiefs.